If you've scrolled through my channel in the past, you may have assumed that Jurassic Park is my favorite movie franchise. However, that's not necessarily the case. Now that you clicked on this video, you most likely know that Jaws is my favorite movie franchise. 2 days ago marked the 50th anniversary of Jaws being seen for the first time, and I thought it would be a great idea to create a LEGO showcase displaying my favorite scenes and characters. Here we have Chief Martin Brody's 1975 Chevrolet Blazer. So this one probably took majority of my time during this showcase. I had to go through a bunch of models until I was finally satisfied with this final product, and I think it turned out pretty nice. I enjoyed the license plate that I found for the front of the vehicle that was from a LEGO Friends set. The colors match up well with the one we see, the roll bar at the top in black with those emergency lights. It fits more than one passenger, but I just put Martin Brody in the middle there for both seats. And you can do some fun things like put a spare tire in the back just to give it a little bit more detail. Here is Martin Brody's police outfit. So the torso came from Hopper from the LEGO Stranger Things Upside Down set, and the pants actually came from a zookeeper from one of those recent LEGO minifigures series. This is Ellen Brody, Martin Brody's wife. I used Ellie Sattler's pushed up hair from the Jurassic Park sets. This is her outfit from the night Matt Hooper comes to the house to discuss the shark that the fishermen found earlier that day. Here are the remains of Chrissy Watkins after her late night swim in the ocean. As you can see, there's vegetation sprouting in all of those angles at the top, and the crabs are moving in for a feast. The arm was pretty simple to make. I'll show you how to do it in a little bit. I just used a 1x1 clip that is sand colored to kind of blend in, and then I have that hinge piece and that arm clip both in that skin tone color. And they were only about 8 cents each. When I did my pick-a-brick order, I included them, so it was pretty cheap if you wanted to pick those up with your next order to build this. Here's Mayor Larry Vaughn and some of the other politicians we see. Something that I really wanted to point out that I enjoy about these characters is actually their accessories. I made cigarettes by taking a white rod, cutting it into 4 equal pieces, and then rubbing the uneven edges on a metal surface pretty aggressively so they would smooth out. Here is Alex Kitner, moments before he meets his fate with the shark. His hair comes from the LEGO Prince of Persia line. His head is Dustin from the LEGO Stranger Things Upside Down. His torso is Thor from the LEGO Endgame set. And his pants are from the LEGO Pinocchio Disney series. As you can see, his raft has plenty of yellow ingot pieces to show that floaty or inflatable detail. The raft also has 2 1x1 plates with those pinholes where the teeth are sitting to show the string being kind of tugged as he's rushing towards the ocean. And then you can take his legs and put them in the opposite direction, and that will allow Alex to float on the raft. Here's Miss Kitner, who was on the beach when she saw her son get attacked by the shark. Her hat comes from a fisherman from the Hidden Side theme. Her torso is Sammy from Camp Cretaceous, and I do like that there is a little bit of skin difference or skin tone difference there because it can act as sunburn in this case. And her legs come from Marion Ravenwood from the recent Indiana Jones sets. Alright, here is the news reporter who breaks the case on the beach about how Amity Island is becoming a dangerous area with these recent shark problems. This is actually the writer of the original Jaws story, Peter Benchley. So with this being the anniversary, I thought this was a very important character that I needed to create. Oh, and his torso comes from a LEGO Harry Potter goblin banker. Now we have the billboard that is welcoming beachgoers to Amity Island. This is the one that contains the graffiti after the multiple shark attacks. There was plenty of tiles that were used here. I have 1x1, 1x2, 1x3, and 1x4. The blue was used for the ocean as well as the sky, the white for the splash effect, the orange for the holiday notice, and the green for the islands in the background. The sailboat, the fin, the sun, and the beachgoer were all attached to the billboard, and you can see their points of attachment there. Alright, here is the estuary attack, or where the shark makes its way to the pond and attacks the rower. You'll see that there is somebody involved in the water. That is Michael Brody, which is Sean's oldest brother. The rower's torso is backwards for the color. It's an early Atlantis one. And then I used the Lego Lord of the Rings techniques with the 1x1 bricks with the side studs, and I put the 1x1 tiles with the flesh color for his shorts. Getting a closer look, you can see Michael's head sticking out the water there, and I actually used Henry's head from the Lego Minecraft movie set to show that real shock factor. And then the shark fin there has a bunch of white and blue curved tiles to see the force in the water, and then I have a turntable for this boat so it's slanted in the water. This is Sean Brody. This is Michael's youngest brother and Chief Brody's youngest son. And this is him on the beach when Alex Kitner was attacked and everybody had to get out of the water. I have him sitting behind his little sandcastle that he built. And as you can see in just a moment, I'll show you it's nothing crazy. It's on a jumper, and the two other ones just sit right off to the side if you wanted to build your own. This is one of my favorite scenes that I happen to capture here, and this is the first time you'll be able to see Officer Hendricks. Right in the middle there, he's holding up the sign where it said there was no access to swimming on the beaches. They were closed. This is the point where the fishermen come back and they believe they've caught the shark that has been causing all the chaos and terror. I really like the way this one turned out. I was very detailed with all the plank pieces that I used for the dock, as you can see. And here's just another look at the support structures that held up the innocent shark. I like these chain links showed the true mass of this animal, and it was nice to be able to fit a small link around that tail to perfectly hoist it up on that bar. This is Matt Hooper's outfit for being the deckhand. I really like that he has the partial sleeves along with these gray hands that I use for his glove pieces, and I used the Henry Loomis head that we just got for his new updated face, and I think it turned out really nice. And then I used this Ninjago hair piece because his hair is kind of all over the place in those scenes. Here is Hooper's scuba outfit, so he's holding his staff with the poisonous tip needle at the top, the flashlight in the other hand. He has an ACU trooper's torso with those blue sleeves for his outfit. I put the black flippers on, and a gray Darth Vader piece for his partial mask. Here is Martin Brody's outfit for when he defeats the shark in the final scene. I have his M1 Garand off to the side, and I use this sword sling that it came in the Prince of Persia set, I believe, as his sling for the M1 Garand. And I also have his torso being the one from Fast and Furious. I think it was for Dom. Here is Quint with his can of beer and his wrench. I used the Alan Grant torso from the Jurassic Park Visitor Center because it matches his dress shirt color, and I also like that it has dirt splotches all over it because he's working in that engine room. Thank you everybody for tuning in. I would appreciate it if you could like and share. This goes a long way with helping me make these productions in the future. Have a good one.